Hi, everybody. Jason Sherman here. In today's episode of Zero to CEO, I speak with Anya Cheng. She's an AI startup founder. Welcome to the show.
Hello. This is Anya from Silicon Valley. Now I'm running a company, Taelor, Taeloor. We use AI to pick clothes for busy men. And we send them real clothes so they don't have to do any shopping or laundry anymore.
I hate doing laundry, and I definitely don't like shopping at all. And we're going to be talking about how to scale your startup with zero marketing budget. And you run an AI business. I run an AI business. You know, everyone who talks to me lately knows that the most difficult part about building an AI startup is not actually building the startup. That's actually the easy part these days. The hard part is marketing and selling your product, especially when things are oversaturated and everybody's building AI. So let's just kind of dive deep into this in terms of why you think marketing is scalable without a budget in the first place. Because from what I understand, you need a budget.
Of course, that's a little bit exasperating. However, so we just got to be the finalists of Americans Marketing Association for the annual marketing award for the same topics. And so we were able to get a lot of traffic from ChatGPT by doing great job in search engine optimizations on the AI-powered search engines. And a little bit unfair advantage is I teach marketing at Northwestern University. In marketing, I help Facebook build Facebook Wi-Fi's marketing teams. And so we bring internet to countries in like different part of the world, like Latin America, Africa, Asia.
It does say here that you were a product leader at Meta, eBay, Target, and and you secured investments from VCs from Hello Kitty, Spotify, Twitter, TikTok, Lyft, Instacart. I mean, you do have a major unfair advantage, but let's kind of rewind for a second. Let's talk to the people who are listening or watching right now. They do not have an unfair advantage. These are people who did not work for those companies. They might have graduated from college. They might have a job. They're looking to get into their first startup, maybe their second startup. How can they make an impact in marketing without all those connections?
I think before you decide what to do, the first thing is figure out who is the audience, what do you want to say, and where to find them. As long as you can answer these three questions, you can do marketing with limited budget. So the first thing is like, who are you going to reach? For example, when we started, we thought our audience are pretty much any man. Like pretty much any man can be wearing clothes. So our customers are every man. But as you know, in the marketing world, when you are very general, it means you don't know your audience, then you cannot really do any marketing. So we start testing out to our customer. We interview every single customer. And whenever customer, either they fill out a simple form or we actually jump on the call and talk to them. What we found out was our customers are actually guys who are not into fashion, but they need to look good. They care nothing about fashion. They only wear 5 brands in their entire career or life. They have Nike, Lululemon, Banana Republic, Gap, and that's it. But they are socially active. Sales guy, single guy, recruiter, pastor, professor, and they are not into fashion. So it's a conflict. Like they need to look good, but they are not into fashion. They don't read GQ. So if using the analogy of cleaning company, we are not those company who sell the cleaners. So we are the company selling cleaning service. We are not a company who will sell those like soap for them. So what we found out was these is actually our audience. If they are very fashion forward, they are not our customers. So the first thing is find out who is your customers. And number 2 is to find out then why do they sign up for the service, which lead to what are you going to say about that to them. So for example, we find that our customer, because they are not into fashion, they don't care what they wear at all. So when you say, okay, let me help you with your fashion, nothing. I interview every customer and we ask this question, what impression you want to leave behind? And they say, okay, I want to look polished, clean, and presentable. And I use their word directly using in our marketing campaign. They say so.
You know what? I was just thinking to myself, using like adjectives like that then translates to a certain kind of look. right? Because if someone's looking for, like, let's say businessman look, that's not polished and clean. That's businessman. It's very, very strict and kind of button up tie. But polished and clean might look like a celebrity or something like that, you know? So I really like that aspect of it. And you're right. Us guys, we do not like to follow fashion. We don't like to get like expensive clothes. As a matter of fact, the last couple of years during the pandemic, I've had to give away a lot of my clothes to thrift shops and donations because I have too much clothes and I don't wear it anymore. So it sounds like the problem that you might also be solving is not having so much inventory at my house and being able to just keep wearing new clothes on a regular basis. Now, I have a question for you. When you figured out who your audience is, you figured out what, you know, how to target them. What were some of the challenges that you faced when you first started the company? Forget about your connections for a second. Remember, most people don't have connections. So what were some of the challenges that you faced or other people might face when they first start the company and they're trying to figure out how to build this business?
I think so, tie back to the previous one. I think it's really important to know what are you really selling. For example, for our customer, it's not about looking good. Actually, it's not about looking good. It's about looking good so then they can get a job, get a date, close a deal. They don't care about what they wear. They care about what they are single, so they can get a date. Because they are sales, so they can close a deal. They are professors, so the student will pay attention to their class.
That's
they
crazy.
Are pastors, so then their church member will feel engaged and then have a peace of mind. That's what they really want to achieve. We are the gadget guy behind superhero. The superhero doesn't have gadgets just to show off. Right. They have the gadget to save the world. Right. And we are selling the same thing. So I think the number one thing or challenge is to figure out what you are really selling. Just like if you think of any the marketing, like even like super really good marketing in the past, like Coca-Cola doesn't sell you the drink. They sell you the dream that you can be like anybody, or like Nike,
the feeling you get when you
Nike,
drink.
Nike doesn't really sell shoes. Nike sell that. So that Nike's positioning
a mindset, right? It's a mindset that you can do anything.
You
right?
can do it. Like just do it, and you can do it. That's what they're really selling. But
I really like what you said. Now I want to pick at this a little bit because I really liked it a lot. You said people don't care what they're wearing, right? They don't care what they're wearing. They just want to get that feeling. How did you get into the mindset of that? Like, how did you discover that? Because that's the most important. That sounds like the aha moment to me, is you discovered that men especially, we don't care what we wear as long as we exude that kind of that vibe that we're going for. How did you nail that down?
That's just a two sides of the same coin. Branding is positioning. Branding is the tangible stuff. For example, our customer want to look good so then they can get a date. That's very tangible, right? Very specific. You interview them. Why did you sign up? Okay, I want to look great. Why do you want to look great? Okay, I'm getting ready for my date nights, right? But there's another side of a branding, which is making the positioning, making more emotional, right? For example, Disney's positioning is the world's most happiest place on earth. But then that means what? That means when you walk in, the guy who cleaning Disney will smile at you. Right. So it's something that you don't have to be like really good marketer, but you can be very tangibly think about what's true. Like in entrepreneurship, we call it value props, or what problem are you really solving? In marketing, we call it like this is a positioning, which is a part of the other side of a branding. So for example, like the Amazon is the world's most customer-centric company, which is their positioning. But then behind, it means when you pick up the phone call and call the customer service, someone pick up the phone call and talk to you, right? So think about what your problem really you are solving. For example, we found that our customers, they want to get ready for their day, but they don't want to think about it. So
it's frustrating. Like, what should I wear? What color should I wear? What kind of outfit should I wear? Is she going to be impressed by this? I've been through this so many times and it's really frustrating. And I got to tell you something, Anya, you're hitting a nerve with me because a lot of times I dressed improperly. I did not pick the right outfit for a date or for work or for business. And I noticed it. I noticed the way people looked at my shoes, or they looked at my pants, or they looked at my shirt. So I definitely, and not now, I think I dress a little better these days. But I do want to shift gears a little bit because right now AI is so hot. And, you do have an AI startup just like I do. We're solving AI agents for businesses. You're solving AI for clothing. How do you actually use AI to help customers in fashion through your platform?
Yeah, so we replace the traditional human stylist. So in order to what we quickly discover in this menswear rental business, our if for a woman, like I rent my clothes from Armour Rent the Runway newly, which is a profitable unicorn, make 460 million in just 5 years, annual revenue, 460 million.
Jeez.
But in women's space, this sounds the same as a women's rental company or menswear rental company. But women's rental company, we are buying the things that want to wear different things every day.
Right.
But in the men's model, which is our business at Taelor, our customers are actually buying the peace of mind that they get ready for their day. So what we found was that our customers will tend to want us to pick outfit for them. They don't know what to wear. But in order to do this service-based company, we need AI. Otherwise, we cannot scale by hiring human stylists one by one. So we quickly discovered that we have unique data that we can use in our AI. For example, we know customers' true preference. What do you mean? When I was at Target, customer buy something or not, it's not because they like it. No, it's because of price. This shirt is gray, only 50 cents. You buy it. You didn't like it, but you will buy it, right? So, but in our model, because people pay a monthly fee, say $100, they can wear 10 clothes per month. So almost like how you pick what you to watch on Netflix. So we know their unbiased preference. We know customers' feedback because it's subscription. So every other week they provide feedback. Say, okay, I last shirt, I really love it, but next week I am going on something I want to look even younger. Or we know like professional human stylist preference. We hire few professional stylists to provide the know-how. We know the true quality after washes of our garments. We also know fashion.
Okay, hold on a second. You have, I can see, I hear something here and I see something here. You've gone above and beyond what most startups have done for their company. You are digging deep into data and metrics way beyond what most entrepreneurs are looking at. It sounds like you must have picked up some of these tricks when you worked at Meta or eBay or Target. If that's true, is that how you learned some of these lessons and how to do things? Like, how did you extract that from working in the past? If so, what are the top 3 tips and tricks you can give people today, right now, that says these are the 3 things you should definitely do for your startup if you want to succeed like Aya?
I think number one is nowadays the era of algorithm is gone. If you look at last era, the Google's black box of when you search someone about everybody do SEO, the era is gone. It's not about algorithm anymore, because if you want to beat on algorithm, then you are Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg or OpenAI, right? So, but nowadays everybody use large language model, which is like a template that you can have a jump start. So what's important is that you bring your own unique data, so then you can build something on top of that. Like what we have, like we partner with 300 fashion brand. They know the future, and AI only know the past. AI doesn't know the future. And I own the future information, which I will be better than anyone who just using OpenAI. So we layer this on top of them. So I think number one thing I learned was that the era of algorithms is gone. The next era in AI is all about unique data. So think about what your company, what unique data you have. Even it could be something really simple. Like I just met a dentist. He's building his AI thing for a dentist. So the unique data is that he has been operating for 3 dentist office, and then he has hundreds of patients, and he has those image that can train the model to know which disease the customer has.
What are the issues?
Right? So what are the issues? So this is something unfair advantage that he has. And he is in the Bay Area. So yes, there are many dentists in the US, but not people in the Bay Area, right? So I think to look at the data that you have will be really, really important.
Yeah, I think data-driven decisions is something, I mean, I've been teaching it for decades and I totally agree. But in this case in particular, you're also running a creative business, because even though you're using AI and you're removing the human aspect of it, there still has to be some creativity involved, right? Because clothing has to match someone's, like you said, the adjectives, the personality, what are they trying to do, right? So how do you mix and balance technology and creativity together to make it work properly?
I think so. That's actually why we are in this menswear business, because we found out the creativity is less valuable and less needed. Our customers, they don't
killing
care.
Me over here.
They don't care. Our customers do not care.
They don't care as long as they look good.
As long as they close the deal.
As long as they close the deal,
Not
right?
about how they could good. So, for example, we partner with 300 brands, and today 10% of clothes, 30% of clothes go directly from factory to landfill. People burn those clothes.
Oh yeah, I give them away all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it creates 10% of carbon emission, 20% of polluted water.
That's
and
terrible.
Most people, even for those that were sold to customers, people only wear 20% of what they have in their closet. So
that is
fashion
terrible.
waste is
20%.
number one of the biggest pollution problem in the world, and fashion industry is the not the one of is the most polluted industry in the world. So instead of burning those inventory, we repurpose those unsold inventory into it. And good luckily, back to your question about creativity, our customers don't have a lot of creativity, so they don't mind that our stylists to pick something up for them. And fashion trend in the menswear space is not very dramatically different every year.
Right.
You know, right? So last year's trend Boots Brother, this year still kind of similar in Bonobo. So it's not like that important. So I think it should. That's why it's really back to the first question you asked. Is like how to do marketing with zero budget. Is that you deeply understand your audience and then deeply understand what you are really selling, and it just all you need just find the right place to tell them. For example, my friends run the stuff that they sell, like the hiking gears for people who go on hiking. So he tried online the Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, etc., and didn't work very well. So I say, you know what? Who is your audience? He say, oh, people go on hikings. And I say that why don't you find billboard nearby all of the hiking trail here in the Bay Area? And he did. Absolutely. And was very successful.
And it worked.
So you don't need fancy stuff.
You got to hyper focus. It sounds like find your niche. I love this. Was a really awesome episode, and I think people should use what you have. So tell them where they can find you and how they can connect with you and how they can use your service.
Yeah, so get on you can use, if you want to look great and save time, use the code podcast25, PODCAST25. Go on Taelor.style, that's TAELOR.style. You can get 25% off first month AI pick clothes for you and wear like 10 clothes per month, and you can look great for your all occasions. And if you want to partner with us, no matter you are investors, talent, suppliers, or just business partners, and we partner with dating sites, fitness centers, and schools, etc. You can find me at Anya@Taelor.ai. That's ANYA@TAELOR.ai.
Perfect, guys. If you want to look good, let AI do the work for you. Taelor.style. Check it out, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.